Tonight we join you from Miller Park, and the Pirates have had the traveling blues. They don't want any more duds. So tonight for the Land of Suds, we have baseball for you, the Pirates and the Brewers coming up, and may the 4th be with you. And hopefully with the Pirates too, maybe a little bit of tonight's theme will help them get back on track as they've dropped 8 straight on the road. And welcome into the booth. Joe Block and John Wayner with you here tonight. And the role of stopper now will fall on the shoulders of a guy who's making his 2nd Major League start tonight, Nick Kingham, who gave us one of the best Major League debuts you'll ever see his first time around.
Well, he stopped the Cardinals the last time out. He was fantastic. I don't know what you could expect from a rookie pitcher, but Nick Kingham came in his debut looking like a poised veteran, mixing around the fastball, getting ahead with it, and threw a bunch of these sliders right there. He'd throw it in the zone for strikes. He'd throw it out of the zone for chases. Just this one, that slider up just a little bit, the only hit of the game, the 21st batter he faced.
The only base runner that he allowed. He didn't walk anybody, didn't allow a run in his debut. The only Pirate to do that in history, and his whole family was there, and Nick Kingham will try to replicate at least some of that here tonight as he'll take on the Brewers beginning this 3-game series. And coming up, the Pirates, the divisional games have been kind to them so far, and maybe that'll continue here in Milwaukee tonight. Pirates and the Brewers coming up next here on AT&T Sportsnet. Here on Star Wars night tonight, having some fun. A lot of folks dressed up, part of the theme on May the 4th, right? Star Wars night, the Brewers embracing that as well. Let's take a look at what has happened with the Pirates against the NL Central in their division. Only once since we've seen the NL Central back in '94 have the Pirates had a winning record in the division. Right now, more than that.
It was pretty impressive a few years ago. The Pirates beat up everybody but the division opponents, and so far off to a good start against the Central. The overall against the MLB, not so, especially the East. The East, they're just 2-9 against the East. Philly and Washington obviously gave them some problems, but You know, you got to win your division. You got to beat your team. The teams in your division.
And right now, the Brewers are at the top of the division. Pirates are 2 games back. You win, you gain a game, and they got to do it tonight against Junior Guerra.
Man, has he been good? He had an off year last year, had some injury woes and everything else like that. Just gave up 3 hits in 6 innings against the Cubs his last time out. Really good against the Pirates. His ERA just .82. Very tough to hit Junior Guerra.
And Nick Kingham will get the start for the Pirates tonight. And let's go back to our studios with Rob King. Friday Night Rocks on AT&T Sportsnet is presented by Iron City Beer. Pittsburgh is built with iron. And here tonight from Milwaukee, the roof open here at Miller Park. Starting a 3-game weekend set against the Brewers. Pirates trying to gain some ground, get back to their winning ways here tonight. And the RAV4 lineup for the visiting Buccos. Adam Frazier will start things. Polanco and Marte familiar at 2 and 3 with Bell, Dickerson, and Cervelli in the middle. Moran, Mercer, and Nick Kingham making his second big league start. Nice weather tonight.
And once again, Junior Guerra, a very good start to this 2018 season. 2-1, 0.82 ERA in 4 starts, holding opponents to just a 176 batting average.
He's ready to go. And Adam Frazier down to strike. What does Adam Frazier have to do to hit Guerra? What does Guerra feature that has made him so tough so far in this early going?
Hard to say. I mean, he's not overpowering, but he's a guy. I think there's some deception to his delivery. They don't pick the ball up very well, and he has a good split finger fastball when he gets ahead. The breaking ball, pretty good as well. He's obviously keeping the ball in the ballpark, but he's never really been hit at the big league level as far as a high average against him. You go back, I mean, he was a 31-year-old rookie in Brewers Pitcher of the Year, his rookie year, just 2 years ago, where opponents hit just .213 against him. His ERA under 3 at 281. Last year, the ERA was almost double that at 512, and even then, opponents didn't hit him at a very good clip.
Frazier Card looking to start things tonight. Guerra gets the strikeout. And when the ball is put in play, the Honda defense behind him, Christian Yelich, the new Brewer, along with a new old Brewer, Lorenzo Cain at center, Domingo Santana in right, Travis Shaw, Orlando Arcia, Eric Sogard gets a start at second, Jesus Aguilar at first base, Manny Pena, you can see to the right. Gregory Polanco maybe starting to get things going. Had an okay series against Washington at the plate.
Like that. That's kind of in Polanco's hot zone, that pitch. But again, I think there's something about the delivery and the release point to where you don't pick it up. And so by the time you're ready to take off and let your swing go, the ball's already through the hitting zone. And that's 2 fastballs. Now the second one, a good pitcher's pitch, good location. That's not exactly where Polanco likes it inside. He likes it outer third, and that first pitch might be the best pitch he sees.
And Guerra ahead. He talked about the splitter, and so we'll probably see that right as a strikeout offering. He pitched all over the place
internationally
before finally getting some major league time. Came up as a catcher a long time ago in the Braves system. He was signed 17 years ago. Played in Hawaii, Venezuela, Mexico, Italy.
Yeah.
And independent baseball in the U.S.
When he gets ahead, despite the average velocity, he gets more strikeouts from his fastball than anything else. Over 52% of his strikeouts when he throws a fastball. So it's not all, you know, you just can't go up there thinking, ooh, I got to sit breaking ball. I got to sit soft, because he's more likely, or just as likely, to throw a fastball when he gets 2 strikes as anything else.
Polanco has worked the count back to full after being down the first 2.
Kind of like Trevor Williams. He's a fastball pitcher.
And no swing. The appeal down to James Hoy at third. Polanco works a walk after being down 0-2. Rest of the umpiring crew tonight. Quinn Wolcott is the home plate umpire. The crew chief. Good one down at first. Jeff Kellogg. Marvin Hudson at second. And mentioned James Hoy over at third tonight. Umpiring crew here in Milwaukee. Polanco and Jesus Aguilar getting the start over at first tonight. No Ryan Braun, a calf concern, is available tonight though. Try to get him some rest. Starling Marte stands in. Hard hit and a base hit.
He had no problem picking up the fastball and turning on it. Maybe the best bat speed on the team, Starling Marte. We got a good one. First pitch ready to hit.
And now 2 on with 1 out. And Josh Bell. There were a couple of glimpses there in that Washington series. You think that maybe showed that he might be starting to come out of this?
Hope so.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, it could be one pitch. It could be one at bat. That could put you into a slump or take you out of a slump. I was watching his BP today, and it still looks, the swing still looks a little off. Not quite locked in just yet.
Flare out to Yelich. That's the second out.
But it is a weird thing, a hitter. There could be one at bat in a game where you'll get a certain pitch and everything is just right, and you hit a ball hard and you think, there it is, I found it, and then everything turns around for you. I mean, it doesn't always happen that way, but it can happen that way. And he was a bit tied up on that first pitch from Guerra.
Well, now Corey Dickerson with a 2-out chance here, having a fine start to his first season with the Pirates. Speed on the bases for him too. Marte the trailing runner. Polanco worked a walk after being down 0-2 in the count. .391 with runners in scoring position for Dickerson. Gets away.
Just not a good play. It's just not a good play. I just don't understand it. It's not a good play. Catchers continually want to throw behind runners and try to get pickoffs. You very rarely see them pick off anybody. That fastball was actually down the middle, may have been a strike, but because the catcher Pena came out early to come with the throw, it's called a ball. It wasn't that bad a throw. It just that Polanco got in the way, but you can see how easily Polanco got back. On top of all that, the shortstop vacated his position early on a pitch that Dickerson could have very easily hit through that hole. Now the only drawback maybe is as you see, that was in the strike zone but called a ball. We'll see if Corey gets anything to hit. No surprise there with first base open, 2-0 count. He's not going to challenge.
Well, this 5-6 combo has been really good. Even with 2 outs, Dickerson and men in scoring position has been good. Glenn Hurdle has kept the same guys in the same spots in the lineup all year, and so Dickerson has been productive, and then Cervelli in that 6th spot waiting on deck.
Yeah, I like it. That aggressive hack there. Got a good pitch to hit. He's not able to center.
There's Cervelli waiting, and because of that throwing error on Pena, runners in scoring positions. Marte runs so well, a base hit out there that would score 2 runs now easily instead of just 1. Second season with the Brewers, full time for Pena. Dickerson works a walk, 2 in the inning for Guerra. Pirates have a great scoring chance here in the first inning.
And that's where he can get into trouble with the walks.
Brewers manager Craig Counsell.
Look at his ERA a year ago in just 14 starts, 21 appearances, an ERA of 5.12 despite opponents only hitting .230 against him. Well, part of the problem was walks and long balls. Almost a third of his hits allowed left the ballpark. 18 home runs allowed and 61 hits.
That's incredible. Cervelli having a fine start to his season. And he's been very good with 2 outs as well. It's kind of been the theme of the early going for him. Only Chris Davis of the A's has driven in more runs with 2 outs this season than Cervelli. And you look at with runners in scoring position, 2 outs. Very good numbers. He's got him full. Trying to get some runs for Kingham.
Yeah, I'm sure he's anxious to get out there and get on the mound, but he'll wait a bit if it means he takes the mound with the lead. Good count here for Francisco.
Two balls, no strikes. And Guerra is in a pickle. He had struck out Frazier and then was 0-2 on Polanco, walked him. Marte wrapped a single his first time. And then Dickerson worked a 2-out walk after the throwing error moved the runners up.
Now you wonder, you would think he had the green light. He took one center cut. Maybe he gets another one.
Wry smile from Glenn Hurdle. And he'll walk with the bases loaded. That brings in the game's first run. RBI number 22 for Cervelli. 3 walks in the inning by Guerra. Frustrating Craig Counsell. I'll start with Polanco turning around that 0-2 count.
Yeah, and that's self-inflicted there. I mean, nobody on, 1 out, 0-2, and he didn't really throw a pitch close after that.
Now Colin Moran gets a turn. Rookie third baseman with the bases loaded, 3 for 3 in his career with that grand slam.
Maybe a little lucky there. That ball, Pena didn't even go down to block it. It just came up and hit him in his chest protector. That just happened to bounce right at Pena. Man, he actually got glove on it before it hit the chest protector. Could have been a second run.
Guerra struggling here in the first. Pirates want to make him pay.
And I'm sorry, he's trying to be too fine. I mean, obviously, you don't want to throw anything down the middle to where you clear the bases, get a big hit. But Pena is setting up down on the edges.
There's one right down the middle.
I mean, it's tough to hit. I mean, you don't have to be perfect with your pitches, and that's the one thing about Guerra early on, really trying to be a bit too fine. .27 pitch first inning.
Pirates have scored 1, but they want to make it a crooked number here in the first. He's back to give Moran. After all that, the Pirates will have a first inning run for Nick Kingham. Las Vegas here to see son Nick make his second major league start. And if it's anything like his first, we'll be on the edges of our seats tonight. Here's the lineup that'll face Craig Counsell's Milwaukee Brewers. Lorenzo Cain and Christian Yelich, brought over in the offseason, are 1 and 2, with Jesus Aguilar filling in at first. Shaw, Santana, and Pena. Sogard, Arcia, and Guerra round out Milwaukee's order.
What else you could say about Nick Kingham? I mean, says it all right there. Opponent average, 0.45. He hit 0 against his fastball, 0 against his curveball, 0 against his changeup. 0.91 against that slider.
Which he's been throwing for a month. And his battery mate, Francisco Cervelli, that's new for him. Worked a lot with Elias Diaz coming up throughout the minors, and did after his first major league start. Good so far.
That's what we saw a lot of in his debut.
First pitch strikes. Born in Houston, grew up in Las Vegas. Ray Searage wouldn't have been prouder to see Kingham's debut. Now the inevitable is tonight. You're not going to be perfect through 6 2/3 tonight, so you have to deal with some adversity, I'm sure, this evening. I hope I'm wrong, but you would figure at some point, okay, then what happens when something doesn't go right? We'll see how he reacts. But he was so poised from his first pitch of that first start that I think he's going to be all right. Going to need his defense to help him tonight, per usual. The Pirates defense with Dickerson, Marte, and Polanco in the outfield. Moran, Mercer, Frazier, Bell from third around to first, and Cervelli, the battery mate, has caught 5 runners trying to steal. And the Brewers do have usually Cain is the only guy that's in there tonight. Braun sometimes runs it. And in there this evening. Doesn't get the call on that one. Christian Yelich came over from the Marlins.
Giveth and taketh away. Counts right.
Yeah.
Pretty good take there. That late breaking slider.
Kingham said before his first start that he felt very prepared. He watched about 10 Cardinals games and had went over the scouting reports in depth.
You know what I like? I just looking at him, like, even here, there's nobody on. There's 1 out in the first inning, and you could tell. I mean, the wheels are turning. You know, just thinking about which pitch to throw and how to execute it. I think you hear at times the speed of the game. You know, for pitchers, it's the same thing. I mean, you know, when especially when there's trouble, when there's runners on, and you know, whatever juncture of the game it may be. I mean, being able to slow it down, I think, is key.
Yelich turns on one. It's hooking, and this one is foul. That had a lot of slice on it.
Whew. Man, you know, from here, it'll be interesting to see. I'm sure there'll be some replays of this that we're going to see. And from our vantage point, it was very close, but yeah, it looked like outside the pole. You don't see typically people cheering foul balls, but change up a little bit up in the zone. That's not where you want to leave a change up. A little bit of a break as Yelich pulled the trigger just a hair too soon.
Goes back to the toolbox and strikes him out looking.
Beauty. And that's the thing. I mean, the poise and the execution of pitches is what we've noticed. It's only 7 2/3 innings, but it's like you can see. I mean, you know, there's a lot of concentration and each pitch. I think the really good pitchers, it's like their focus, their execution of each and every pitch, having a purpose with each and every pitch. Of course, he's going to make change or mistakes. Everybody does. But it's almost like, I mean, he has a plan and he's executing it.
Rather than just going out there and
throwing,
or watching for the fingers to come down and delivering it, or he's in command.
It seems like it.
Elias Diaz, who caught him that last start, said he likes to look pretty out there, and that's a teammate trying to have a little fun. But what he meant by that, by both of their descriptions, is it's his game. He wants to be in command. He wants to be in control. He wants to show the hitter, at least. Even in the inside, I mean, he was nervous. He said he was real nervous for that first start. He was really excited, but he contained all that, and he was able to just, like you said, execute. There's Elias Diaz right there.
Boy, that's a good changeup. I mean, look where the location of these pitches are. I mean, just on, just off. And that changeup there, I mean, probably expect to get a chase on it. That's a good pitch, 2-1. A little late downward movement cost him the strike, but a good patient at bat by Aguilar.
First time Kingham's walked a guy in the major leagues.
Won't be the last.
So a 2-out base runner. Travis Shaw, who left the Brewers last game on Wednesday, fouling the ball off his foot. Drove in 100 runs last year.
Seemed like half of them against the Pirates.
Oh yeah, it was so smoothly too.
No Nova in this series. It seemed that Shaw had Ivan Nova's number a year ago.
I think he had more hits than outs against him. Just happens sometimes.
Well, that fastball had a little late cut to it. Looked like it was going to stay off the outside edge and cut across the corner.
This is only the second batter that Kingham's worked to when there was a runner on base.
Yeah, we haven't seen him from the stretch very much. One batter.
This will be his 21st pitch in the first. Broken bat. And the final out. Man left on. Nick Kingham working with a 1-0 lead.
Fourth be with you. Yes, it is Star Wars night here at Miller Park, which means all the characters are out right here. Darth Vader, stormtroopers, TIE fighter pilots, you name it, they're all here, Joe. What a night it is at the ballpark. A lot of buzz going around. And the Brewers gave away this, a Braun Solo bobblehead doll. Yes, Ryan Braun, the Brewers slugger, dressed as Han Solo. What a night tonight here around the concourses at Miller Park.
That's a lot of fun. Thanks, Robbie, for that. And the Pirates are going to have a night like that coming up in a couple weeks of Star Wars night against the Padres. Jordy Mercer will start it off. Kids of all ages having some fun with their favorite movie, and even the scoreboard getting into the theme tonight. Guerra, who walked 3 in the first inning. See if he gets better command here in the second.
You think, you know, after that long first inning, whether he sat and chatted with Derek Johnson or not, or even Craig Counsell might have said, hey, let's go attack, be more aggressive.
There's Johnson. Milwaukee pitching coach. Kingham will get a chance to swing the bat. Got his first big league win in his first start. How about his first big league hit here? He was trying.
Got in there a little bit. Pretty good swing, though.
2 up and 2 down. Here are the Pirates' second. And even when the Pirates are on the road, you can still get all your Pirates gear at the Pirates Clubhouse store. It's right there on Federal Street at PNC Park. It's a Fanatics experience. You can find stadium exclusive merchandise, customized jerseys, and a whole lot more at the Clubhouse store. You can visit from 10 to 6 Monday through Friday, Saturday from 10 to 5, and of course during all Pirates home games. Star Wars night here in Milwaukee. Now Frazier struck out looking last inning. Aguirre looks a lot more aggressive this inning.
Yeah, he's coming at him a little more, not nibbling.
Well, the Pirates come into tonight 8th best at scoring runs per game out of the 30 teams. Conversely, the Brewers 26th. I was really surprised to see that. The Brewers have a bottom 5 offense so far, but they're 3rd in preventing runs. 3rd in ERA overall are Craig Counsell's Brewers at this point of the season. 3rd strikeout for Guerra. 1-2-3 second inning. At the bottom of the second here in Milwaukee. Let's take a look at our Allegheny Health Network injury update. A.J. Schugel has suffered a setback in his recovery. The team has announced today and last night experienced a reoccurrence of that right shoulder discomfort that has had him sidelined since the first days of spring training. So rehab assignment is ended. He'll be treated and evaluated before the team figures out the next step for A.J. Schugel. That's a shame because we're hoping that Schugel was just about ready to return. He's been a very effective contributor in his 2 seasons with the Pirates, but got to get him healthy for his sake and for the Pirates. So that's the next move. Domingo Santana will start it off. 30 home run hitter a year ago, without one this year. That makes me nervous when I saw his stat line.
Yeah. Just a matter of time. Hopefully sometime next week. One guy that has some power to all fields.
Last year at this time, that's a good stat right there. Had the power, but even a lower batting average. So that's a good reminder that foul ball. That first month of the season, everything gets blown out of proportion. When someone has a really good August, it doesn't get as noticed as much, right? Because it's within the season.
If you have good numbers and you have a poor August, it doesn't get noticed. If you have like average or below average numbers in a poor August, it might get noticed. But it doesn't look as bad. Your point being, it doesn't look as bad if you have a bad month later in the year.
Good low fastball from Kingham. 2 strikeouts looking tonight.
It's never fun to get off to a poor start, whether you're a pitcher or a hitter, because it seems like it's an uphill battle, and we see that fastball. I'm guessing Santana thought it was probably going to go down and out of the zone. It just kind of stayed at the same level, same plane, just at the bottom of the zone. You don't like looking up there in early May with in Santana's case, a 0 next to his homer, only 6 RBIs.
Pena sends one deep into the Milwaukee night. Wow. Third home run for Pena, who came in hitting 172 tonight. Hit 9 homers last year. That one almost leaving the ballpark.
Yeah, fastball. You see, Cervelli had that glove set up down and away, and ended up being down the middle. And Pena was ready to hit.
Estimated on StatCast, projected at 428 feet. Well, Kingham with his first adversity, first run he's allowed. All these things are inevitable. He walked his first batter in the first inning, then got the next man. Hit well, but right at Marte. And Eric Sogard 0 for his last 21.
Yeah, that's where you're really frustrated as a batter, when you go up there and you're hitting 113 on May 4th, and you hit one just like you're trying to. You just stay hard up the middle and hit it right off the barrel up the middle.
Kingham quickly rebounds to get the second out. Great hitters, the shortstop, Orlando Arcia. About Pena hitting that home run. Their starting catcher's hitting 172. That was his 6th RBI. Think about the production the Pirates have got from their catching core. It's been unbelievable. The best in baseball. It's such a bonus, right?
Yeah. Nice to get production at every position.
Kingham rebounds nicely in the second.
Sportsnet is brought to you by the law firm of Bordas & Bordas. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. And by Day Automotive. We're gonna make your day. Let's go Bucks!
On a Friday Night Rocks, Pirates start off with one, but Manny Pena with a game-tying home run. Nick Kingham in his second start, unfazed after the home run, goes out, gets a couple more outs. Pretty quick fashion.
Everybody makes mistakes. Pitchers give up homers. Pitcher gives up walks, runs. It happens. It's just keep them to the middle.
It's just that he didn't do that the first time around, which was so amazing. And he's got the Bucks right in this game through 2 innings. Now back to the bats with Polanco. Had a good first at bat. Guerra quickly got 2 strikes on him, and then he worked a walk and ended up scoring on a bases loaded walk to Cervelli in that first inning. Wanted to send that out on Canal Street.
Does not have good numbers against Guerra. 0 for 10.
He did not strike out in the 4-game series at Washington. It was 4 for 15 with a couple of doubles. So the results were better than they've been. We're still waiting to see that kind of streak.
The swing has to be more consistent. I mean, for him to have more success, he has to be more consistent in keeping the bat in the hitting zone. It is encouraging that there hasn't been the strikeout. There hasn't been the chases that we've seen. But still, sometimes the swing gets big. Sometimes you still see him pull off the ball.
So vulnerable inside. Can a hitter like that move off the plate, or does he expose something else if he does that? Is there a trade-off there?
That would be my first suggestion, would be back off the plate, being that he has so much trouble with the ball in, and he can reach the ball out over the plate and off the plate.
Because he's tall, he's got the longer extension.
Because that's what he's hit in the past.
Okay.
You know,
yeah.
he's had success at those pitches. He hasn't had success on pitches that are inside. I mean, if you're struggling against balls that are in on the inner third of the plate, whether it be up or down, then they're going to exploit that. And the best way to combat that is one of 2 things: back off the plate to where it's not so close to you, or you've got to be shorter with your swing. You have to get the barrel of the bat to the ball quicker. And when you're long, you're slower. When you're short, you're quicker. And so one of those 2 things, or a combination of both, will help in that. You know, we've seen him reach out on pitches off the plate many, many times and hit it.
No, it's food for thought.
But watching, like, again, I love watching the batting practice just to see what guys are working on or how they look. And again, batting practice you take with a grain of salt. I mean, for the most part, it's a controlled velocity. It's pretty much pitches in the same location, and you're up there working. And it was encouraging to watch Gregory today hit the ball up the middle, hit the ball to left center field, hit the ball to right center, hit the ball to left center. It wasn't hook the ball. It wasn't pull the ball out of the ballpark. It was working on staying through the ball.
Laying on Marte's hands. Aguilar records the second out. Part of the ebbs and flows of trying to make adjustments, right?
I mean, there's times where even batting practice is hard for certain hitters. It's like I said, I thought for, Josh Bell in batting practice today, it looked like a bit of a struggle for him. There wasn't the extension. There wasn't the jump off the bat. There was a lot of, just medium fly balls. And whereas, when he's locked in, he's just line drives and home runs and hitting the ball over the field. It just didn't look like Josh Bell today, like the normal Josh Bell that we've seen in his young career.
He's still been a good run producer, but yeah, overall the power has been sporadic so far.
Hasn't been much power to date, not in 2018. But that doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't have to be power. It doesn't have to be home runs. I mean, if the swing gets shortened and gets more efficient, and he can get extension and start getting the barrel of the ball, the homers are going to come. But if he starts making harder contact, he's going to start getting more hits, more doubles.
That's a hard ground ball, and it's through. So Bell with a 2-out single is aboard. And we're just talking about hard contact. So we can check in on our Barrel Automotive league leaders, active players in baseball with the best career slugging percentage against the Brewers. So who is on that list? Well, Corey Dickerson, number 4 right now. It is time with the Rockies and Rays. It is his first look at the Brewers as a Pirate.
And you could put an asterisk next to Tulowitzki and Arenado, most of that coming in Colorado, I would think. And
for Dickerson to some degree. I would think most if not all of that.
Yeah, I guess I forgot about that.
But for Dickerson, he's one of the best guys at slugging percentage overall since he began his career. I mean, in baseball, I think active players, he's in the top 20 coming into the season. So he's, as is Arenado, as is Tulowitzki when he was healthy earlier in his career. So those guys hit everybody, or did, at least in Tulowitzki's case. High in the air in this little ballpark. See ya. That will carry out of here, and it's another upper deck home run for Corey Dickerson. He's having a great road trip. He's having a great season. And that 2-out single by Bell sets up a 2-run home run. He had 2 upper deck home runs in Washington.
And he has as much raw power as anybody. It was fun watching his batting practice today. He was hitting many balls up in that second deck here in Milwaukee, and just that short, quick swing. And a mile in the air. Pena had that target set up, down and away, and then he goes to the backhand with it, which is oftentimes a bad result for the pitcher, as that came in right into the sweet spot of Corey Dickerson's bat.
And now Cervelli. So the Pirates have scored 3 times against Guerra. Guerra had allowed 3 runs all year in his 4 starts total. So between Dickerson and Cervelli, those two have really been consistent throughout the year. They have been run producers. What a find for Corey Dickerson. Huh?
It's incredible.
Designated for assignment by the Rays. I mean, we tell this story almost every night, but it's still, he has been one of the best around. And like you said, fun to watch the fundamentals in the field and at the plate. And Cervelli now ahead 3-1. And he's already thinking about his next time he comes up. What did I do right? What did I do wrong?
I tell you, he's just a baseball rat. Loves the game. Loves to work on the game.
and sharing with his teammates quite a bit. Cervelli works his second walk tonight. 4 issued by Guerra, a season high. The Brewers are going to use one of their mountain visits here early with Derek Johnson coming out. Craig Counsell talking about what has made Guerra so good here early in the season. He said the velocity has returned. He says that splitter has been back to what it was a couple of years ago. But tonight he's been behind, so he's not been able to use the splitter very much.
The splitter he's thrown, they've all been in the dirt. But the one he got Colin Moran may have been the only good split that he's thrown tonight. I mean, he hasn't had good command of it, and hasn't had great command of the fastball, and maybe nibbling too much back in the first. But more around the plate since then.
This has all come with 2 outs. He retired the first 2 rather quickly.
And sometimes you talk about command and missing off the plate for balls. Sometimes you miss on the plate. He missed on the plate, middle end of Dickerson, 2-run homer. That fastball was supposed to be down and away to Colin Moran, right down Main Street. Got away with it.
That allows Cervelli to move to second.
That'll be a pass ball. That ball had some good movement on it, but still, Pena needs to catch that one. See it running away off the end of the glove.
Now Cervelli in scoring position with 2 outs after the pass ball. Another hitter's count. Corey Dickerson with the 2-run home run. Second deck shot to right. Guerra's gotten away with 2 of those now.
Don't see a little lift and separation there from Colin Moran, and after the swing you can almost see with his top hand he's thinking down through, not up and out, over and inside.
Third time's a charm, though. Feel free, Junior. That pitch count up to 64. Kingham has a lead again.
He's had a lot of time in the dugout.
First inning he had a lot of time. Second inning he had almost no time. It was a very quick inning. Now he's in another long inning.
That last one he swung through to get the 2-2. I said up and out. He was underneath the fastball, and there just a little bit of an adjustment. That fastball was up and out of the zone instead of up and out. Over. The top hand was over the ball, able to waste a letter high fastball.
Prolonging the inning for Junior Guerra. This one may stay in play. Shaw's going to get it. But Corey Dickerson with a 2-out, 2-run home run. Out into that second deck and right. And the Pirates off to a good night. Thank you, Rob. And on our UPMC scoreboard, 3-1 Pirates thanks to Corey Dickerson's 2-out 2-run blast. Maybe Martinez keeping Bryce Harper in that leadoff spot tonight. A pair of home runs.
Not broken.
2-0 to the opposing pitcher, Mr. Guerra. Hitless this year, 138 lifetime. Pretty serious. Guerra smelling his bat. You see some hitters do that to try to see where they foul the ball off.
What a good take that was. Kingham thinks, I'll throw a bender up here, get him to chase it. And Guerra, what a nice take.
Former catcher a long time ago in his career. Hit better as a pitcher than he did in the minors as a catcher, though. So one away, and look at some of the tweets on the lowdown, and nonchalant upper deck shot. That's probably that's a compliment, right? I mean, when it nonchalant, meaning it looks easy and not big hulking,
very
jerky swing, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like he's falling down while he's swinging. He's just up there like a pro, short and quick.
Lorenzo Cain. Well, coming into tonight, Guerra had just allowed 4 hits to lefty batters all season. Pirates already have 2. The Dickerson home run, which was preceded by Bell's single. Now Nick Kingham working with a lead for the second time. Lorenzo Cain, the leadoff man for the Brewers. Signed a 5-year free agent deal in the offseason. He was originally drafted and came up very briefly with the Brewers. Spent the bulk of his career with Kansas City, now back. And now called out on strikes, and the rookie getting the call over the veteran.
Yeah, and again, that's one as a hitter you're frustrated with, because the umpire is looking right over that inside corner and hits the mitt. Cervelli does a nice job of catching that pitch, made it look like a strike and just a hair off that plate. It's frustrating for any hitter.
Kingham has 4 strikeouts, 3 looking. And he'll get that strike call as well. Well, it's one of those that struck out looking. Broke his bat. And a very brief inning for Nick Kingham. Looking good again tonight. Through 3. Pirates have a 3-1 lead. this one on our Allegheny Health Network Super Bowl. Music from Nevada Color. And here tonight, Nick Kingham and the Pirates 3-1 as we start the fourth. Glad to have you along with us on our Friday Night Rocks here from Milwaukee. And twice tonight, Jordy Mercer has grounded to his opposite number. Orlando Arcia.
I know this is here, despite the good numbers, he's been pulled out of games early. Not a lot of innings pitched. He's only gone 6 once after 4 starts, despite not giving up more than an earned run in any of the 4. Great bullpen here in Milwaukee.
They've been used in multiple innings. Craig Counsell talking about that bullpen today, how, you know, in the absence of Corey Knebel, their all-star closer who's been on the shelf, he's gone back to the way things were, where he looks ahead at what hitters are coming up and he tries to find the best pitcher to get those hitters out. It's as simple as pie, but we haven't seen that very often.
Well, nowadays
games,
pitchers want roles. Oh, a defined role. If you don't have a defined role, you know, it could cause issues. And Craig Counsell, hey, has these guys convinced, hey, we want to win. We're going to win, so we're going to put you in the best position, put us in the best position to close out games. So Hader might come in. This guy's unbelievable numbers, what he's done. And argument should be made, well, he should close every night that Knebel's out. I mean, he does have 4 saves, but Jeffress has the last 2. There's times he'll come in 6th, 7th inning. You know, it's kind of like the Andrew Miller type thing in the postseason. But Craig Counsell's been going that route in April. He already has 5 different relievers with a save.
Yeah, I mean, Hader, you know, a lefty, you know, going with Jeffress, a right-hander, you know, a veteran who's close. There's Hader, who last time he pitched Monday against the Reds, they needed 8 more outs. He got 8 more outs, all strikeouts.
Amazing.
An 8-out save. But now, if he was ineffective, they weren't committed to him to finishing the game unless he continued to be effective. So they just kept going with it. You know, it's a fluid situation. There's no role.
It's about winning.
Getting outs.
It's all it's about is winning.
You got to get 27 outs, is what Counsell said today.
And when you hear, you could almost read about it. I know I've read about it several times already this year. Guys in bullpens that, you know, I have no idea what my role is. Well, your role is to pitch and help your team win. That's your role. You know, and it's like, and so we hear that about, well, I want to hit in this part of the lineup, and I want to, you know, I want to pitch this inning, or I want to know when I'm going to be used. Well, to win, you might have to move in the order. You might have to move in the bullpen. You might have to, you know, I mean, that's talk about winning culture. Winning culture is doing whatever you can and without complaint to help your team win. That's a winning culture.
And that's what Counsell's tried to do here in Milwaukee. Last year they surprised some folks. You see what the Pirates are doing this season, and you know, within the 4 walls of the Pirates clubhouse, there is a definite feeling of that. Now the Pirates do have roles within their bullpens and within the lineup. That's where that differs, but at least man to man, we've been seeing and hearing and observing a lot more of that kind of conversation, that kind of feeling, all the way back to February in spring training. And we'll see how that goes along. But, you know, leading up to Vasquez, it's been pretty, when there's a lead, it's been pretty defined, but there have been a number of contributors out of that pen. Everybody you see there has pitched well for extended points this season. Guerra rebounds. 1, 2, 3, 4th inning.
It's time for the Toyota all-wheel drive RAV4th inning. Toyota, what drives you?
Here on a Friday Night Rocks, it's also Star Wars night. Look, I'm on Friday Night Rocks. Yes. Thanks for being a part of it tonight. 3-1 Pirates at the lead here in Milwaukee. Behind the righty slants of Nick Kingham tonight. Second major league start. He's allowed one hit. Manny Pena's second inning home run. The other base runner was Aguilar, who walked back in the first.
Tell he's seeing the ball well. He looks pretty comfortable. Good location there again. Looks like there's a little late cut to that fastball.
Can that make his slider even more deceptive if his fastball has movement?
I don't know if I can answer that. I don't know.
The reason I asked that is Tyler Glasnow was saying he thinks that maybe he's just started to throw a slider, as Kingham has really, but because of his cutting movement on his fastball. Tyler and Cool talk it over.
I mean, I think of it as a, from a hitter's standpoint. That's what I was thinking when you asked the question. As a hitter, does it make the slider more effective? I don't know if I can answer. I don't know. I mean, as far as a pitcher's standpoint, I have no idea. That's a changeup there, and Aguilar, frustrated with himself, as that changeup started out over the inner third and ran good movement off the plate.
Kingham rolling right along with 5 strikeouts and getting shot at chase there. All we did was talk about the slider after this first start tonight. The changeups.
And I don't know the amount. Stay up.
Past Dickerson's try. Shaw has the Brewers' second hit tonight.
It doesn't seem like he's throwing as many sliders as he did in his debut. I could be wrong. Shaw making an adjustment, and first pitch changeup he was way out in front of. The second changeup, it looked like he was sitting on it as he reaches out, slaps it the other way. A little easier to hit when it's up there too. A thigh-high changeup and a knee-high changeup, there's a big difference to it. It might not seem like a big difference, but all you have to do is put a tee on the outside corner, set the tee up at about thigh-high, belt-high, and then down around your knees, and see how much further it looks from you at your knees.
That's a great way to. I can visualize how that would be. Yeah, he's thrown more changeups than sliders tonight as Kingham, according to Statcast. Domingo Santana.
Again, late cut.
Now, he's also throwing some now at 91 and 92 when he started off the game 93, 94. I wonder if just backing off a slight bit has a cut, or if that's just something that he's doing.
So I didn't see his. I wasn't live. I didn't see his debut at PNC Park. I don't recall watching on TV seeing the cut that I'm seeing tonight. Doesn't mean he didn't throw the fastball with some cut.
One curls away. This is the third time that he's worked with a base runner on. Third batter in his 2 starts.
Curveball. Not the slider. Good location.
Checking the bat for holes. Shaw's going to move up to third with 1 out.
Hopefully this one doesn't cost the Pirates. The infield will be back. The runner at third now with 1 out. A ground ball could bring home a second Brewer run. And that wild pitch, hopefully, I mean, that's been a bit of a problem for the Pirates.
Leading all of baseball with 28, and by a wide margin as well.
Boy, that's nice. That's a nice strikeout when you needed it. You know, and that's a situation where if you're Santana, and you have to put the ball in play. A ground ball gets you a second run, but the swing was big. He was way out in front. Another changeup.
He keeps going to it. See how the fingers flick off that ball. So Shaw at third with 2 away now. Fly ball can't score. Unless it goes over the wall like Pena's did last time. Kingham with a half-dozen strikeouts tonight.
Another one, and I don't think Pena thought either one of those were strikes. And after the first pitch, he probably said, "Is that on the corner? Is that right on the edge?" You know, and that's a nice way for a batter to complain about it. And then after the second one, it probably wasn't as nice, but both in the zone.
Trying to work around that 1-out double. Softly hit. Mercer gets the final out, and Kingham does work around that 2-base hit. Dad's happy. So are the Buccos, leading 3-1. Fifth inning coming up from Miller Park in Milwaukee. Impress your clients, colleagues, family, and friends with a World Series suite at PNC Park. These suites include gorgeous views of the game and city skyline, food and beverage credit, catering options, and a Pirates cap for every guest. Find out how to book your World Series suite at pirates.com/premium. It's a home run. There's that tee you're talking about, Rock.
That's it. High strike up there around the belt.
Try your hand. Come on by. Hit a ball square now. I like when they have those pitch speed things. I literally, I'm not kidding. This is maybe 10 years ago. So I'm an adult. And I threw a ball and it didn't register. It wasn't fast enough.
It's not something to brag about.
No. That's why I'm up here. Well, many reasons. So that's one of them. Yeah. I mean, it's looks, right? No, that's not it either. Complete inability to play. I'm good with the computer.
All you have to be is good at broadcasting, Joe. You don't have to be good at baseball or math. You know?
Which you were good at both. Well played, Rock. Well played. One and two on Gregory Polanco. Eric's leadoff man here in the 5th. Pivotal inning for Guerra. He's coming off a 1-2-3 frame, but that pitch count starting to rise. Long inning here could spell the end for him tonight. There's Josh Harrison. Looking on, doing some drills before the game today. Still probably about a month away from returning. But has been traveling.
Don't tell him a month. He's thinking a couple weeks.
Yeah. Under promise, over deliver. There's a base hit for Polanco. Now we're talking about broadcasting and good broadcasters, in fact. And Susie Cool on a Point Park tweet. And we've had her be around in the truck and up in the booth with us before, and now she's going to be in the booth tonight in Salem, making Carolina League history. And she'll be on the air tonight, working color for the Salem Red Sox. She's been working with them all throughout the season, so congratulations and good luck to Susie. No big surprise at all as she continues working in the field of broadcasting. And we miss having her around, but we're glad that she's furthering her career. That's great. Go get her.
Yeah, pretty neat. Salem, nice little town, by the way. Just outside of Roanoke.
Danny Kavanaugh of the Rockies doing some play-by-play the other day as well, or last week. Great to see.
A young lady doing one of the NHL playoff games the other day.
There are more and more women working in broadcasting, and that's good, and doing play-by-play as well. As Brent Suter starts to loosen for the Brewers. And we have the good fortune during spring training. Kirsten Carbaugh, who is a broadcaster for the Clearwater Threshers in Florida State League. She's been there. This is her 5th season, I believe. Out to center, and in this little ballpark, that will carry him away, and that's going to be
that's a
at least 2 for Marte. Let's see 3. Joey Cora's waving him home, and he's going to score standing without a throw, and inside the park home run for Starling Marte. He was a foot away from hitting it outside the park, and he put on his motor and scores on that one.
Man, that's fun. You don't see many of those. I couldn't tell you last time I saw a Pirate hit it inside the park homer, but Marte, fastball down the middle, he crushes it, and he's not even running hard out of the box. He thinks it's out of the ballpark. It hits the top of that wall, and then he turns it into his highest gear and easily able to go 360.
And that'll be the first out. Adam Frazier last September in St. Louis, the last Pirate to hit an inside the park home run. And you had it, Rock. As soon as it deflected away from Kane, you said it.
Yep, and look at him. He's just, I think it's a homer. Oh, I have to work for this homer. And it's just gliding. I mean, it looks so effortless watching him run. You know, one of the fastest guys in baseball, and that was easy. That's the easiest inside the park home run you're going to see. Not even breathing hard.
Got his cardio in. Dickerson hit an outside the park home run his last time. See how it deflects off that. Now those walls, part of the design of those walls, the great Robin Yount, when he was consulted when they were building this ballpark, that was one of the things that he said he'd like to see, because he says the triples are his favorite part of the game. When you have Marte speed, you turn a triple into a home run. And that's why those little slants are out there here at Miller Park.
And Lorenzo Cain's been here before. And so for me, he didn't play that very well. Off the bat, he had no chance of catching that ball. He knew he wasn't going to catch it. And so you got to play it as if it's going to hit off the wall. And he didn't do a very good job of that. And because of it, Marte gets to circle him.
First inside the park home run for Marte's career. More importantly, extending that lead to 5-1 after Polanco's leadoff single. Fourth home run of the year.
And yeah, Marte figured that he might end up being a 15-20 homer guy just because he has the power. Doesn't have the home run swing. He's not a launch angle guy. You know, he's a guy that uses his speed and probably hits more ground balls than fly balls. But again, bat speed can make a ball go a long way, and he has probably the best bat speed on the team. And you know, when he hits a ball in the air off the barrel, he'll hit it out of any ballpark. He has raw power. Again, just not, you know, a power swing. More of a line drive guy.
And that got to the wall quickly, and that's why you said, you know, King should have known right away that he wouldn't have been able to catch that ball. There's another hit for Cervelli. He's been on base all 3 times tonight. He's going to try for 2 out of the box. And he is safe. Great hustle with 2 outs by Cervelli.
No way, Cisco. What a how about that? I mean, I just looked down to put down the 1B, just assuming that he would just take the turn around first. But I think he was sniffing double out of the box. He knew that the center fielder Cain was playing him a bit into right center field.
His foot comes off the base here after the initial contact with it. So, yeah, right out of the batter's box. Great to see Cervelli healthy too. I mean, just look at that. He's off the base for a moment there, and Sogard left the tag on. So the Brewers are going to challenge here. If indeed he's called out, it ends the inning and it goes down to a single, and you don't have to change your scorecard. If not, Pirates have a man in scoring position with 2 outs, which is what you want. Yeah, he's out. Yeah, came off the base. So in 2018, with instant replay, you're out. I like the hustle, though, especially with 2 outs trying to get in scoring position. But Starling Marte electrifying us all. And inside the park home run. And the Brewers still chasing the Pirates on a Friday Night Rocks. They lead the Brewers on the UPMC scoreboard. Bottom of the 5th coming up here from Milwaukee. What to smile about after Starling Marte's inside the park home run. Look at the lowdown. He made that inside the park home run look easy. Unofficially 16 seconds to get around the bases.
And he
that
jogged
man can run
the first 100 feet. That's pretty remarkable. It really is. I mean, he is a fast man. You know, normally, like you said, Robin Yount likes triple. Fans love triples. You can almost hear it anytime there's a ball in a gap and the runner breaks for third. You hear the crowd get into it and everything else like that. So an inside the park home run, you'd think they'd even be more into it. But that was as nonchalant and as easy an inside the park home run you'll ever see.
When that ball hit the wall, you said that's a home run. There was no anticipation. I was trying to sell it a little bit. but he's at second base already by the time I'm trying to set it up. And I'm like, well, yeah, he's going to score. Ball's still not collected yet.
Well, you figure from where that ball hit the wall to the other side, and as hard as it came off the wall, Kane had to run 120 feet. So as he's running 120 feet, Marte's running 150 feet, and he was already at first.
There you have it. There wasn't even a relay home.
No.
He didn't slide. Not too many uncontested inside the park home runs.
And it was remarkable. We showed him in the dugout. 30 seconds later, he wasn't even breathing heavy.
Sogard hitless in his last 22. Meanwhile, Nick Kingham just moves right along tonight. He became one of 18 Pirates to win in their major league debuts. There's Lee Tunnell, the former Pirate, and he won his major league debut back in '82 with the Pirates. And it was a great story he told me a few years ago about that. He was in LA and they used to throw, the rookies used to throw batting practice. So he's a major league pitcher. He's throwing batting practice. And so he throws all the rounds of batting practice that day. And then John Candelaria, 10 minutes before the ball game, can't pitch. So he has to start for the Pirates and make his major league debut in Los Angeles against Fernando Valenzuela at the heyday, at the height of Valenzuela's effectiveness and popularity. And he spins 7 shutout innings to get the win in his major league debut, beating Fernando in LA 1-0.
It's amazing. It really is amazing. This day and age, yeah, I couldn't imagine what the agents would have to say about that.
Lee Tunnell, a Pirate for a few years in the 80s. Now the bullpen coach for the last several years here in Milwaukee. Yeah, just 18 men for the Pirates in the last 100 years winning their major league debut as a starting pitcher. 3 are here tonight. Chad Kuhl, the other.
18 men in how long?
In the last 100 years.
Come on.
Starting pitchers winning their major league debut.
Only 18?
With the Pirates. Only 18 in 100 seasons. That's how difficult it is. And Zach Duke did it here. He's on that list. There aren't too many. Hard to win. Jonathan Villar pinch hitting. With that speed, no chance.
I could think of Zach Duke was here.
And Duke, of course, had that fantastic start to his career back in 2005. 9 strikeouts, just like Kingham in his debut. Getting Wes Helms. Duke actually pitched for the Brewers later on in his career.
And still pitching.
Still working. Kingham tonight working with the lead, trying to go to 2-0.
I think of Randy Tomlin, called up from Double-A.
He won.
Harrisburg.
Yes, he won his debut.
Rick Reed was not even a year removed from A-ball.
He won in '88.
Tim Wakefield.
Wakefield with 10 strikeouts in 92.
So Zach Duke. And he said, what, 3 guys here. Kingham, Cool. So that's 7, so only 11 more.
Paul Mahallam, Garrett Cole. Mahallam's was against the Brewers as well. He pitched 8 shutout innings. What made Kingham so impressive too was no walks and no runs. No Pirate in his major league debut as a starter had ever done that. At least since 1908. No one was alive before that anyway, so I can get away with it.
I mean, it's just so hard to believe that you're talking about, you know, just again naming, I don't know if that's the only 7 since '88, but like from
Chris Benson, Sean Lawrence, Esteban Loaiza. So many of them have been more recent.
Nobody won their debut before '88.
Well, as far as we have records for, that's all we got. So,
from 8 to '88, there's only been like a handful of guys that won their debut. That's hard to believe.
What about Larry Foss? Maybe the records aren't incomplete. Or they are incomplete.
Wow, what a play by Cervelli there, reaching out, chased by Kane, foul tip. Another good inning from Kingham.
Here in Milwaukee. Kingham spending another gem tonight. Hey, let's look at our day automotive this day in Pirates history. Back in '92, the Pirates beat the Reds 12-5 thanks to an 11-run 6th inning. Pirates' biggest output in an inning in the last 50 years prior, and the Reds' 5-1 lead was erased when Jeff King began the inning with a double off Tom Browning. The Reds used 4 pitchers in the inning. Chico Leeds, Cecil Espy each had 2 hits in the inning. As the Brew crew bring on the lefty Brent Suter.
He's one of those guys that way below average velocity. Cutter guy.
Facing the lefty batting Moran, who's hitless tonight. Big friendly hop for Silgo. So Suter was a high school standout in Cincinnati at Archbishop Moeller High School. Does that ring a bell for its baseball lineage to you?
Oh yeah, plenty of guys from Moeller. Griffey. Mayor of Altoona, Adam Heisdu, who broke Griffey's records.
I didn't realize that.
Barry Larkin.
Yes. And another significant baseball family. Down the line. That's a foul ball. Let me give you a clue.
Thinking a significant baseball family.
Now the forefather of this baseball family began his career with the Pirates in the 50s, but his son and grandsons were the ones that went to Muller.
Say Boone or Bell.
Bell.
I was thinking Boone, but Bell makes sense.
Buddy Bell.
I didn't know he started his career with the Pirates.
Gus Bell?
Yeah.
I think 3 seasons.
And I should have known when you gave me the clue. I knew Boone didn't.
Yeah, Gus Bell 3 seasons, 50, 51, and 52. But way more known for his time with the Reds. Usher lines out for the second out. 2 up and 2 down against Suter. You've always heard about it's about the journey and not the destination, unless that destination is $5.6 million. Download Beat the Streak. Get that app today and start your streak for a chance to win $5.6 million. That's something that I don't know if we'll ever see again, huh? 56 straight games with a hit.
Probably not.
That's what it's modeled after, Joe DiMaggio's all-time record.
That's a shame. There's a number of records that won't come close to being broken.
Consecutive game streak.
Without that will not be broken.
That bat was, though.
Cy Young's wins will
511 wins. Yeah,
Ichiro Suzuki made a change. He transitioned from an active player into the front office. We get a look at the bio of Ichiro Suzuki. Unbelievable what he's able to do in his career. He has a total of over 4,300 hits between Major League Baseball and Japan, where he played 9 seasons before he came to the big leagues. Well, Pirates catcher Francisco Cervelli was a teammate of Ichiro's for 2.5 seasons with the New York Yankees, and he discussed what that experience was like with Ichiro.
It was impressive. This guy used to do the same time every day, eat the same time every day, show up at the same time every day, same mood every day, professional. He used to swing in the cage the same amount of balls, professional, quiet, always watching the game, smart, and And he didn't talk to you a lot, but when you talk to him, the funniest guy you ever see.
And that seems to be the resounding sentiment around Ichiro. Ivan Nova said basically the same thing in Pirates pregame show, just how funny a guy Ichiro was when you had a chance to talk to him. But a couple things are extremely unique about Ichiro. Number one, if you ever seen the guy in his on-deck routine, and it was second to none. Nobody stretched and did the things that he did in the on-deck circle. The other thing, Ichiro, Joe and Rock, finished as a career .311 hitter. Now, in order for him to finish under 300, he would have had to go hitless in his next 385 at-bats. That's how good the body of work is that man put together. A surefire Hall of Famer is Ichiro Suzuki, guys.
No doubt. Thank you for that report. And as we saw Sean Rodriguez enter the game at second base.
What's amazing about Ichiro was, I mean, you think of him as a slap hitter, he had as much power. He just chose not to hit for power. But in BP, you see his BP, he can consistently put the ball in the seats one after another.
When he was with the Marlins, he and Stanton, I don't know if it was unspoken or agreed to, but you would see them hit the ball sometimes the same distances, which is unbelievable to think. One of the game's greatest hitters, who was an All-Star and a Gold Glover in each of his first 17 professional seasons in Japan and in the United States. That's fair ball. Yelich loops a double to start the Brewers' 6th inning.
We've seen a number of these early this year, the old check swing base hits, and doesn't mean to. Whoa, look at that.
Extra base hit.
Just inside the line. But the first time I saw him live was the All-Star game at PNC Park. Watched him take BP and was like, whoa, didn't know he had that.
Ivan Nova was also a longtime teammate of his in New York with the Yankees. Talking with him today about Ichiro. And he said what really stood out is all the stretching. He would stretch all day long. There was, he had a stretching routine, and he mirrored a lot of what Cervelli said about how humorous he could be, but very regimented, very well respected. And he didn't say much, but when he did, everybody listened, even in that clubhouse with all the stars and veterans.
You have to think he's going to be in uniform when they play in Japan next year.
That's interesting that they didn't formally say that he's retiring. That would be that would be the, you know what, I hadn't thought of that about that. That would be the greatest send-off.
Yes.
Yeah, the Mariners are playing the Angels this weekend, and two things of note. One, Ichiro will not be in there against Ohtani, Shohei Ohtani, and also Albert Pujols now chasing 3,000 hits. He's one shy of that. Aguilar, and now Eddie Cedar is going to wave home Yelich. The slide by Yelich allows him to score on the single by Aguilar. He moves up to second, and the Brewers pick up a run.
Ball hit hard by Aguilar, and just kind of a strange and slow developing play. I think Yelich, you see him holds up. He was going to be held at third until you see how casually Marte comes up with it. If Marte comes through it, he runs and comes through the ball, they're probably holding Yelich at third base. Ed Cedar, the third base coach, didn't decide to wave Yelich home until he saw how casually Starling came up with the ball. And I guess in Starling, if the only way you can defend Starling here is, he was playing so deep, moving to his left, he was assuming that Yelich was off with the swing of the bat and that he was going to score easily, so he was just going to come and throw it to second. But Yelich, because of the line drive, didn't want to get doubled off, froze, went back a step. There you see him go back a step. Marte kind of pulls up, comes up, and then realizes, oh, I have a shot. And again, he comes up with urgency, comes up, throws it. It's first and third right now. But because of, I guess, the nonchalance and the overthrow of the cutoff man, you have a runner on second, nobody out, and now a 5-2 game.
A little bloop double, but a stinging single. And on the next pitch, Shaw pops it up. Mercer ends up making that catch. Shaw is gone.
And now routine play for Mercer. A more difficult play for Marte. More urgency and almost a collision.
But an important first out. Kingham will throw his 90th pitch here. Santana has struck out looking and swinging tonight. Aguilar at second does not run well.
Late swing, that fastball at 90.
To left, and in this little ballpark, that's good enough. First home run of the year for Domingo Santana. Now a one-run game here in the sixth. He hit 30 last year. You knew at some point he was going to do it. And now Clint Hurdle is going to pull Kingham.
An in-bat adjustment. Talked about the late swing on the fastball at 90. That time, I'm not sure if that was a slider or the fastball. I didn't see the velocity on it, but it was up, out over the plate. I believe the slider. And so when you're late on a fastball, you hang a slider, it speeds the bat up a bit.
And now a 5-4 game here in the sixth. Field wall. And a one-run game, 5-4, the Pirates lead.
So Edgar Santana takes over for his 14th appearance, a 4.38 ERA, just more than a strikeout per inning. Opponent's hitting just 208. This ballpark, it's something else. I mean, a bloop, a base hit, and a blast. That quick, things can turn around on you.
Kingham giving up 3 in the inning. 4 in his 5 1/3 tonight. He was smoothly rolling right along, and the inning started on that excuse me swing bloop double. Now Pena, who is homered tonight against Santana. And that 6th inning, there's Christian Yelich, who started the frame. The 6th inning for the Pirates this year, they have given up 35 runs in the 6th inning, 16 more than in any other inning this season.
This is just the 33rd game.
Whether it's from the starter or a reliever. And you would probably imagine that would be the toughest inning in this era of baseball to cover, because starters now go about 5.5 innings on average. They're either losing their effectiveness, or you're bringing in your 4th best reliever at that point, right? But Pirates, it's been extreme.
Yeah, it's more than a run per inning is. Doesn't take a mathematician to realize an ERA over 9. That's not good. It's been a rough start for the Pirates in the 6th inning through the first 33 games.
An out away from protecting that lead into the 7th. If the Pirates lead after 6 innings this year, they're 14-0. When they lead after 7, when they lead after 8, they're also undefeated. So that stat has some credence. That one is deep, but the ballpark holds it. And Santana preserves the lead for Nick Kingham. Win his 2nd major league start, but the Pirates have to keep this 1-run lead or add to it. Sean Rodriguez came on last inning for Frazier. Good to see him with a base hit.
Scuffling a bit has Sean Rod. I tell you that again, batting practice today. Watched him hitting multiple balls the other way. That was kind of like the focus in his batting practice, was middle and to the opposite field. Hit several balls into the seats in straightaway right field. And rewarded. Good approach.
And for Sean Rodriguez, now 4 for 9 against lefties this year. 4 for 41 against right-handed pitchers.
Pretty good move. Suter, he's fairly quick. He lifts that front leg up. Looks like he's going home. Step off move to boot.
Harvard guy, Brent Seward, trying to outsmart everybody. There's Jeff Kellogg at first. Nice night for Polanco. Started down 0-2 in that first at bat, worked a walk, scored a run. Ooh, came up and hit it.
Get those runs back. Make that hurt.
I think Suter made that hurt. Came up on his arm. I don't think it hit in the hand or wrist area. Let's see.
Bicep or tricep.
It's about the best spot up in that arm there, especially for Polanco. Strong man. Doesn't tickle, but still no injury from that. Well, 2 on and nobody out. Marte homered his last time up. He did it the old style way. Back in those ballparks at 500-foot dimensions. Now let's look at our T-Mobile, built for baseball. This ballpark built for triples. Those 2 little angled walls to the left and right of center field. Lorenzo Cain trying to chase that one down. A stand-up inside the park home run without a throw. Brought home a pair. And at the time increased the Pirates' lead to 5-1. Cain didn't know whether to cry or wind his watch. Borrowing that from Mike Lang. Yeah, what do you do, right? Because that's such an unconventional carol. That's a good play right there.
You play it off the wall is what you do. I mean, and that's another thing you see so much of nowadays, where outfielders will even though they know they can't catch it, they'll still run to the wall instead of, back in the day, you put yourself in a position to catch it off the wall. And so that's what you do. If you know you can't catch it, don't run to the wall.
And Marte caught looking. First out.
Nice looking pitch. That's again a little cutter. It starts off the plate. Starling out of the hand, thinks that ball's going to be outside, and then that late cut catches the corner.
Now Bell will give it a try. Get a base hit ahead of the Dickerson home run back to the third. Gets the turnaround bat right. Nick Kingham tonight, 5 1/3, was cruising through the first 5. fouls out. So after 2 on and nobody out, nothing put in fair territory. Now a 2-out situation. We'll try to add on here in the 7th.
Craig Counsell showing pretty good confidence in Suter. After the first 2 on, both lefties, or Sean Rod and then the lefty Polanco get on, 2 out, nobody on, or 2 on, nobody out. Thought, you know, he likes to match up, and once the Brewers closing the gap to just 1 run, having faith in Suter to get the 2 righties, the 3-4 hitters.
Little breaking ball. This is Dickerson's first look at Brent Suter. And he's hung in there against lefties this year, 5 for 13. That's better than hanging in there, I guess. Rodriguez singled. Polanco struck with a pitch. Michael Feliz. And then pitched the bottom half after Edgar Santana got the final 2 outs in the 6th. Now hitter's count. Dickerson homered with 2 outs.
And just the way he goes about his business, and he makes adjustments in the batter's box, you almost sit there and think he's thinking, give me something out over the plate that I can punch into left field. He uses the whole field so well. Big rip there at 87.
Let's look at the home run he hit back in the 3rd inning, coming with 2 outs. Pitch drifting up and in, and he sent it out and away.
See how high he looked up after he hit that? I mean, that ball was way up there. It goes to show what kind of power he has. A lot of guys hit the ball that high, it stays in the ballpark. His not only left the ballpark, but went into the upper deck.
A swing built for PNC Park over that Clemente wall. He's hit 3 home runs on this road trip. All have been in the recessed 2nd deck. 2 in Washington and then here tonight.
And again, what makes him such a good hitter, I think, is, you know, not only does he have a short, efficient swing, and not only does he make adjustments and choke up on the bat, and it's almost like the approach is see the ball longer, see the ball deeper, look to hit the ball the other way, and then fight off anything that's in. Wow, another good at bat, a liner, but an atom ball.
So Suter gets out of it, and the Pirates will stretch with a 1-run lead.
Net is brought to you by Barrel Automotive. We'll beat anybody's price. Find out more at barrel.com. And by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
Bernie Brewer, longtime Milwaukee mascot. Slides down the slide there. That's a Star Wars night, 4th of July, all rolled up into one.
It's good uni right there.
Yeah. Bernie Brewer used to slide into a beer mug back in the county stadium days. Now Michael Feliz on to protect the one-run lead. Ryan Braun, who got the day off with a calf concern, would bat for Suter.
And that late reaction. Mercy at me. The ball was in Cervelli's mitt before he backed away.
Yelich and Shaw. Broke his bat, still getting a base hit. And that will be in front of Ryan Braun. Not a bad card to have in your pocket. He has hit a pinch hit home run this season, one of his 5 overall. .250 overall.
One of those guys that is a power hitter, likes the ball out over the plate. Braun solo.
Kind of like Harrison Ford. A key moment in this game. Brewers carrying a little momentum after that 3-run 6th. Feliz has been awfully good, save for 2 appearances.
Yeah, it seems like all his runs were scored in those 2 appearances. Detroit and Philly, right?
Mm-hmm. That Reese Hoskins home run, and then on opening day back in Detroit, and no one could get anybody out. Braun still runs pretty well, tough to double up. Top of the order coming up to follow. Garcia has some speed over there at first. Power versus power there.
That's where he likes it. Cervelli takes one right in the middle of the mask. But Braun likes to get those arms extended.
Matt Albers. Looks like he'll come on next. As it stands now.
Quinn Wolcott, home plate umpire, buying some time for Francisco. Sliding. Oh, right there. Comes at him. Like it.
Right on the edge. Bond didn't like it, but he's out. And there's one away. Took first out of the inning.
That's you can't argue that one. That's a good pitch. Knee high inside corner.
That's where Cervelli wanted it, and Feliz delivered. Lorenzo Cain. Paying some attention to Arcia. He swiped 14 bases last year. Started and stopped. No call there. Down a run with 1 out, 7th inning. What do you do? Do you try to go if you got a good jump?
Pull it by him. Might want to wait till there's 2 outs. I mean, Feliz is quick enough to the plate to where you don't want to make it out on the bases unless you're certain that was a didn't mean to swing.
And he strikes him out with 98 upstairs.
Explosive by him. Didn't look like he had much of a chance.
Well, he's one of the top strikeout relievers in baseball over the last 3 seasons.
Just overpowering Lorenzo Cain.
Great look on our Allegheny Health Network Super Bowl.
4-seamer.
Doesn't drop as much, right? It resists gravity some.
Normally goes straight.
Now the lefty Yelich. Feliz has done a great job against left-handed batters. One of the best this season so far at limiting lefty power.
How about that? 94, 98 to 94. Big difference.
He's got a big arm. Ray Searage observing here in the later innings. Van Hurdle, the Pirates looking to get their first win of the road trip. They get him. Oh, that was close.
Yeah, don't think a tag was made.
Pirates may consider taking a look. Let's see. Yep, he swung around it.
Lucky. The ball beat him.
That was quick. Now 3-1 on Yelich.
Now here is where you would expect the power against the power here. Yelich has to figure he's getting a fastball.
So So behind in the count, 2 on with 2 out. Jesus Aguilar is coming up.
Interesting. I mean, the 2-0 fastball, Yelich was way late on. I mean, it caught him deep. I mentioned it was 94. And then to go soft and soft, looking for chases. Moves the tying run in the scoring position.
Now the big slugger. Aguilar, a hard hit single up the middle his last time. Hitting .382. Eric Thames on the disabled list. Ryan Braun has played some first, but Aguilar has been in there, and when he has been, he has hit very well. One of those guys that was stuck in AAA for a number of years with Cleveland. Brewers brought him over, gave him an extended look last season, and produced well as a bench player.
Big pop, 30 homer guy in AAA.
And like you said, power versus power with that right arm of Feliz. Broke his bat. Strike away from getting out of it, keeping this lead into the 8th. There you go. Ford to throw the slider here ahead of the count. Right there's Josh Hader getting up. Albers is ready.
Hader, we will only see if they take the lead. Wow, how does he chase that one? Beautiful.
Feliz strikes out 3 in the inning, and the Brewers strand 2. On a Friday Night Rocks, music from Spinning Jenny. And the Pirates trying to spin a victory here in Milwaukee. They've had a rough start to the road trip, but trying to preserve this 1-run lead here into the 8th.
Numbers for Albers: 13 appearances, 2-1 record, 1.20 ERA, and one of the numbers of this bullpen, it's been very good for Craig Counsell.
Francisco Cervelli has been on base all 3 times tonight. Brought in a run on a walk his first time around. He's 2 homers shy of tying his career best already. And he's halfway, beyond halfway, to his career best RBI title. Or total, I mean. And it's May 4th.
Yeah. Nice to see production. I mean, we've seen Cervelli hit in the middle of the Pirates lineup. And, you know, for a guy that doesn't hit for power, drive in many runs.
Doing just fine.
Nice to see the production. Getting opportunities and taking advantage, and not knowing what the rest of the league has done. I mean, he and Corey Dickerson both with 22 RBIs in the top 10 in that department.
And for Cervelli, there's Elias Diaz, who's done a fine job on both sides of the ball behind the plate as Cervelli's backup. Pirates catchers by far leading baseball at the position in OPS. And they've already surpassed a lot of their numbers, power numbers from last season, home runs wise already, and the year before.
Albers just kind of slings it up there. Not a hard thrower, as you can see. Below average, especially for a reliever. And for righties, it's just sinker, slider.
Pops him up. Aguilar's going to have room, I think. Yes. All right. It is Star Wars night here. It will be Star Wars night at PNC Park. 2 weeks from tonight on Friday, May 18th, the Pirates will host the Padres at 7:05. It's also a Zambelli fireworks night, thanks to 84 Lumber, with the music synced up, the music of Star Wars synced up to the fireworks that night. Purchase a Star Wars ticket package and you get a Pirates Star Wars t-shirt. Go to pirates.com/Star Wars. 2 weeks from tonight, the 18th.
Cocktails.
And all the costumes. I probably don't want to watch the whole game with fully in costume. Hard to see, probably. That's nice for Moran. Having a kind of a rough night at the plate to start. And he comes through with that.
Little jam shot. Nope. We'll take it. Slice it in the left. And we've got a first pitch changeup, and then the fastball in on the hands. 92.
Gets those hands in and has his first hit tonight. Pirates trying to extend their lead. Mercer 0 for 3 tonight. David Freese moves into the on-deck circle. He would bat for Feliz. Albers last season had a 1.62 ERA with Washington. They're going to be a 2-year deal with the Brewers this offseason. There's George Contos. He's next in the order.
Let's see with George Contos, if he were walking the streets of Pittsburgh, I think I'd be surprised if he gets called Chris Letang here. Him and Letang look a lot alike.
I hadn't thought of that. Kind of has a
Chris
hockey
Letang
hair a
is
little
called
bit.
George. George is called Chris.
Moran is running. That was a hit and run.
I had a feeling it was coming this at bat where, you know, Jordy's been struggling a little bit. He's a guy that Clint Hurdle likes to go to with the hit and run. Colin Moran's never going to steal on his own. A little Josh Bell-like swing as he protects Colin Moran, trying to send a bounding ball to the right side.
Make contact at all costs, right?
Unless it's in the dirt. In the dirt, you could take it. If it's not in the dirt, you got to swing. You got to try to foul it off at least.
Missed a spot. Astros, Orioles, Red Sox, Diamondbacks, Cleveland, back to Houston, the White Sox, Nationals, now the Brewers. For Matt Albers.
A pitch away to hit. Yeah, I can see Jordy hit one through that big hole on the right side. Well, they're going to pound them in. Maybe sometimes they just show it when they're throwing over to first. They'll set up in case that hitter looks back to see where the catcher is. But I wouldn't be surprised if Jordy gets a pitch away here that he just tries to poke one through that big right side. Look all the room he has over there. Ouch. Hopefully it got the shin guard and not the ankle.
Take a moment.
Thought it might have got the foot.
There's some protection down there, but did you ever wear a shin guard?
No.
I wonder if it hits it, if it completely deadens it, or if there's still some discomfort.
I guess it all depends on where it hits it.
Another 2-2. Albers gets the double play ball. And the Pirates cling to a one-run lead here in Milwaukee.
By the Chevy Silverado and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
R2-D2. That's a great costume here on Star Wars night in Milwaukee. I don't know if he thinks so. Bottom of the 8th coming up. George Contos coming on.
15th appearance, 2-2, 3.21 ERA. Pitches to contact, only 4 strikeouts, a couple walks.
Travis Shaw to lead it off. Line to double back in the 4th.
Homer.
And quite an odyssey tonight as the Pirates minted a lead, and then the Brewers came back to tie. Pirates on a couple of 2-run home runs, one outside the park, one inside the park. Got a 5-1 lead. The Brewers came back with 3 more in the 6th. And there's Starling Marte, who hit an inside the park, stand-up inside the park home run. And then the 3-run 6th off of Nick Kingham chased him from the ball game. He went 5 1/3 tonight. He was very good through those first 5. A little bloop double. There's Dickerson, who hit a upper deck 2-run home run. He could trot.
Yeah, much easier trip around the bases.
Hard hit, but 1 out.
Nice job of staying down.
Shaw never dropped the bat. He knew Bell had it all the way. Now Domingo Santana. He deposited his first home run of this season to left his last time around. That was Kingham's final batter. Hit 30 last year.
Top of the zone, doesn't get the call.
Then Potenziano, assistant athletic trainer, talking with Ivan Nova. Pirates starters in the Adam Frazier on the left, removed from the game already. Still talking about the game. Oh, flare, base hit for Santana. That cracked his bat.
That was a crack so bad. I was surprised it stayed in one piece.
It'll go to the authenticator. Put a sticker on it. Manny Pena homered back in the 2nd. One-run game, 8th inning, and Cervelli sensing that.
Buying some time for Vasquez to start loosening.
You think about that, and you think about Vasquez, who hasn't pitched in a week. He's certainly no stranger to pitching far into ball games.
out.
the Pirates relief ace. Wants to go to him now.
Apparently he's been loosening. When I looked out there, I saw him walking up to the mound. Apparently he must have been already throwing.
So Vasquez coming in, trying to get 5 outs and protect the Pirates' 1-run lead. Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates. There's Mr. Baseball, Bob Uecker, longtime voice of the Milwaukee Brewers, working over in the radio booth just to our right here, and now more than 60 years in baseball. That was commemoration years back. The Hall of Famer.
Switch that out, don't they? Felipe Vasquez coming on for a 5-out save. He's 5 for 5 in previous save opportunities, a 3.97 ERA. Holding opponents to just a 2.39 batting average. Get a double play there.
I like it. Now face Manny Pena. Vasquez has not registered a save since April 14th. Hasn't had an opportunity. Either one-sided wins, comeback wins late.
Yeah, that was a long time. 3 weeks.
Yeah. He hasn't pitched in a week. Pitched 3 straight, warmed up on a 4th straight day back on the 28th of April. Hasn't pitched since. So he's fresh.
Oh yeah. You can see more change-ups from Felipe. Change up there to even the count. Cervelli wants another.
That pitch was lethal last year. Now he regularly threw 9,900 miles an hour last year. One of I think the top 3 pitchers at 100 plus. This year more working around 96 or so. Seven there. (3-1).
I want to push that tying run into scoring position. Hernan Perez on deck for Sogard. He would bat. And he's walked Pena. Sometimes Vasquez makes it interesting. What closer does, right? Very few.
I'd like to see the walks.
So we'll go with Perez here. After Sogard 0 for 3 tonight and hitless in his last 23. Santana, about an average runner at second. Toward the line, Blanco gets it in quickly, and that's the second out.
Nicely done. After walking Pena, being aggressive, throwing a couple fastballs in, tying up Perez. Blanco had a little ways to go, and catches it and gets rid of it quickly. And puts a stop to any thoughts Santana had of going to third.
Orlando Arcia, the number 8 hitting shortstop. Oof, 97. Singled last inning. Pirates holding on to a 1-run lead here in the 8th. Glenn Hurdle going to Vasquez, trying to get the final 5 outs tonight. Using the double switch. When Vasquez came on, the pitcher spot was due to lead off the Pirates line, but it'll be David Freese instead. Santana, the lead runner at second, Pena at first. Two-strike pitch. He struck him out. 98.
Great Adam, challenging, no wasting pitches.
9th coming up here in Milwaukee. 5-4 Buccos. here in Milwaukee. And tomorrow night in Game 2 of this 3-game series, Jamison Tyone will get the ball for the Buccos against Yolis Chassin. And our coverage here on AT&T Sportsnet starts at 6:30 with Pirates pregame, presented by WB Mason. An hour earlier than tonight. The extension of the manager, the catcher, right? Francisco Cervelli there. Enjoying the lead. And the Brewers go with the rookie Taylor Williams.
Another reliever with good numbers. And opponents hitting just 176, 16 Ks, 9 in the third innings.
Hernan Perez stays in the game at second base after pinch hitting for Sogard. David Freese came in on the double switch. Pitcher moves to the 7th spot. 261 for David.
See the velocity there, 96. Throws a lot of fastballs.
First time any of the Pirates have seen Taylor Williams.
Get up.
David Freese, a line drive home run. And that adds to the Pirates' lead. 6-4 here in the 9th. Home run number 3 for Freese.
You don't have to swing big. You don't have to swing hard. Be short and quick. Get the barrel to it. Now, David Freese is a strong man. He could go the other way anywhere. But look at that. I mean, there wasn't nothing about that swing other than just getting the barrel to the ball. Short and quick. It took off.
They're just into the game, and Freese adds to the Pirates' lead. That's nice to have that second run advantage. Now one mistake can't beat you in the 9th. Statcast projects that at 362 feet. 107 miles an hour. Sean Rodriguez base hit his only time. And Felipe Vasquez on for a 5-out save. We'll have a little more breathing room at least. And Rodriguez on both times tonight. Williams, 4th-round pick of the Brewers 5 years ago. And Derek Johnson out to talk with the rookie.
Don't worry about the homer. You're going to throw more strikes. Let's go. Let's come at him. Get your ground ball.
Craig Counsell commemorating his 3rd anniversary as being named Brewers manager. After Milwaukee parted ways with his predecessor Ron Renneke back in the 15 season. Blanco tonight has walked, has singled, scored a pair of runs, hit with the pitches last time. And 97 jumps on you.
Yeah, helped them out a little bit off the plate in.
I watched Taylor Williams throw a bullpen session spring training years ago, and he was probably A-ball, and Ryan Braun, his current teammate at that time, said he probably has the best stuff in Brewers camp. Now that was before Tommy John surgery kept him out for 2 years, but seeing that live fastball now,
Yeah, it jumps out of that hand.
it's noticeable. Popped him up. And Perez records the first out here in the Pirates' 9th. As you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the Hold True moment later in tonight's game. Here from Miller Park, David Freese gives us a reason to celebrate. Leadoff home run. Taking that 1-run lead and doubling it against Williams. Starling Marte with an inside the park home run standing.
He could have.
Think he could have gotten 5 bases?
5 bases.
You're going to say
Exactly
that? I don't think I've ever thought that before.
Nope.
That's funny.
He could have won 450.
They should let you do that. If you already keep going.
Help the slugging percentage.
Yeah. Touch home, take a turn.
Three off-speed pitches to start this at bat. Let's see if Williams tries to sneak one by Starling.
There's Vasquez, who came on for the final couple of outs in the 8th. Freese with the leadoff home run. Rodriguez walked. He's at first with 1 out. Out to Santana for round number 2. Williams also played some college baseball at Kent State. Even though he grew up in the state of Washington, he was a paper maker. That's the name of his high school team.
Paper maker. For whatever reason, I thought they made a lot of paper up here in Wisconsin.
Well, they used to up north in Wausau, timber region up there. I don't know if they still do, but certainly that was a big industry at one time. That's pretty country up there, up in the North Woods. This is now their #1 industry, in my opinion.
Just a mile or so up the road, right?
Yeah, the caves. It's a cool tour. Let's go sometime. Home of the Brewers. It is a lot of history here with that, of course. That is really why it was named. There was a minor league Brewers team here in the 40s and prior. Bell works a walk. Second time he's been on tonight. 2 walks in the inning by Williams.
With 2 walks in this inning, the pitch is really not close. Which makes you wonder. You say he has great stuff. Does he trust it? Does he believe in it enough to go after guys? I mean, because Dickerson can make those costly. The way he's swinging it.
He lined out his last time. There it is, up in the zone, and it's a funny swing from Dickerson. He's been among the league leaders in batting average all season. Been a great 2-strike hitter this season. I loved his at-bats against Scherzer.
Yeah.
He had never seen him before. First time Scherzer kind of handled him easily. That's the numbers with 2 strikes. Slugging percentage, 2 strikes, close to 600, which is astounding. League average is 171 with 2 strikes, so about 100 points better. That's between the legs of Pena. One more hit, and the Pirates are having coladas.
Didn't cover up the 5-hole. Didn't get that glove down to the dirt. Anticipated that ball coming up, which it normally does, but for whatever reason stayed down.
It's a wild pitch. Base hit to the outfield, could pick up a pair here now. Softly hit to Yelich. Pirates add to their lead. 2-run advantage for Felipe Vasquez. From Spinning Jenny out of Friday Night Rocks. Starling Marte with that inside the park home run. David Freese and Corey Dickerson with outside the park home runs. And Felipe Vasquez got 2 outs in the 8th. Needs 3 more here with a 2-run lead in the 9th. They'll try to ground Jet Bandy, pinch hitting to lead off with Kane and Yelich due to follow. Hit it if you dare.
No surprise. See Vasquez come right at guys. A little more breathing room with 2-run lead. Breaking ball.
Nice curveball. What makes Vasquez so different is that he can throw 4 different pitches.
Yeah.
Left it up. And Marte bumbles it. Mandy gave up and was at first when that ball was getting thrown back in.
Man, what a heck of an at-bat to shorten up and be able to get on top of this high fastball. And hits it hard. I thought it was just going to be an out. Marte a little bit deep out there. And the ball had some sink to it. Whether it was knuckling or what, I'm not exactly sure, but it looked like it just died as it got out there to Marte.
That was strange. It really didn't. Yeah. I mean, it looks like he has a beat on it, and then that ball is just out of his reach.
Yeah. And luckily it hit him in the leg, so he didn't get any glove on it. It does. It gets by him. Goes all the way to the wall.
Bandy stopped running and almost turned right back to the Brewers dugout. And then he said, "Oh, I got a base here." So it's a base hit. And that brings the tying run up here with nobody out.
Pretty good pitch.
Instead, 1-1 to Lorenzo Cain. 0 for 4 tonight with 3 strikeouts. He's hit lefties well this year, though. Vasquez, though, no ordinary lefty.
Jose.
PJ. Cain still runs well, but they turn it. Nicely done. Around the horn and 2 outs.
How quickly both of these infielders get rid of it. Freese wasting no time. He's loaded up to throw it as soon as it hits his glove. Gives Rodriguez a good feed, and look at that, how quickly he gets rid of it, how quickly he gets rid of it. You know, there's no extra movement in either one of those throws. There's not a crow hop, there's not a step. It's just catch it, get rid of it, catch it, get rid of it. And you had to be that quick to turn 2.
And both men inserted late in the game by Clint Hurdle.
For defense. Well, Freese came on a double switch, but
still part of the equation. Nice curve. There's David, who also homered to lead off the 9th inning to give the Pirates an extra run. And now a strike away from victory. And Yelich gone. And the Pirates continue their dominance of the division. 9-2 against the Central as they open the series with a 6-4 win here in Milwaukee.
Boy, then you see Clint Hurdle bringing in Felipe with just 1 out in the 8th, and it only takes him 20 pitches to retire 5 guys, and he walked one of them, interestingly enough. And you'd like to see the home run ball. The home run ball is back. Dickerson stays hot. Marte with the deep drive, but had to run around all 4 sacks, and then the insurance homer by Freese. So the offense contributing in a big way. Nice to see Nick Kingham with another strong second start.